Yo, what up? Welcome to the Scorecard 2 Best of 100 summary video. We finished the scorecard, so now let's talk a bit about what happened all in the scorecard 2. What was the scorecard 2 in case you missed it? I'm a little tired of random streaks, or even like Eden streaks, because when I die, I sink into a sad Isaac depression where I don't want to play the game again after losing a good streak. But I want to keep playing the game. So instead of a streak, I like the scorecard format where I care more about out of 100 runs, how many do I win instead of how many in a row? Because I get depressed when I lose. That's what I said. So how this worked is I just cut up 100 slips of paper, put them all in a cup, and then at the start of the run, pick out one of those random characters. It also works so I get like a guaranteed variety. I won't get too much of somebody or not enough of somebody else. I'll get the full cast, which is also why I like a little better. So there was 2 runs per character, except for Eden, who got 35, which was about a little more than half, and Tainted Lazarus only got 1 because I hate Tainted Lazarus, and playing Tainted Lazarus about once a year is good enough for me. Yeah, and I love Eden. And last time I did this format, only having 2 Eden runs or 3 Eden runs the whole time was a little sad. So making it about a third of it, it was a nice mixed. I liked this ratio. About 2/3 of the time was a random character. It was nice. So it was 100 runs. And yeah, my score at the end of the scorecard would be best of 100 runs instead of like how many wins in a row, like a streak. This is how I just kept track. Some observations I made. I had a blue pen and a green pen, and they in real life they look just about the same. Like you can tell they're a little different. I'm looking at the sheet in real life. You can barely tell the difference. It's so noticeable on camera. But to the naked eye, they really look very similar. And this is coming from somebody who works in printing, that they look similar. But on the camera, dude, it's so obvious which ones are blue and which one's green. Anyway, the only other interesting thing about the sheet is I kind of messed up. You can see at Tainted Lost and Tainted Keeper, I won a Lost run and accidentally marked Tainted Lost off. Came back the next day, went, oops, that was a Lost run yesterday, not Tainted Lost. Let me cross that out and then just write on the side a new spot. And I lost that Tainted Lost run. The same thing happened with Keeper, but I won that Keeper run, so it's okay. And I had a recording issue with an Isaac run. That's why the one at the top is a little funky, because I was thinking about maybe I should redo the Isaac one, and then I was like, nah, I'll just upload what I got and put it on the playlist as an unlisted video. Yep, that's how I kept track in real life. Anyway, and this is the cup, the popcorn bucket that I kept all the flips of paper in. Started it about... I didn't actually write the date down, but it was sometime around the 20th of April last year is when I started the first video, which I can check, because it's just on my channel. Uploaded the 29th. Oops, I forgot to put the upload date of the last video. Whatever, who cares? You can check yourself. Anyway, it took, the whole challenge took about 9 months, which was longer than last time. About 2 months. Just real life stuff got in the way. I had like a big trip. I got sick. There was more days I felt like I was just tired and skipped it. Just, more real life stuff got in the way than last time. But that's okay. I did better. 92 out of 100. I did better. That was great. The best streak of the series was 31. Which is fine. Although it started before the series, started. I think, I started with a win streak of, 4 or 5 or whatever. That's fine. And I think the challenge character rate was a little worse. Lost Keeper and Jacob and Esau. I think it was slightly worse than last time, but that's okay. So let's examine those, 8 losses? I'm not going back. I think there was 8 losses. This is the chart documenting them all. And we can compare to Scorecard 2 to Scorecard 1. Last year, you can compare what I consider the cause of the run being a loss. So, floor 1 blues. These are like, I'm not warmed up yet. I kind of feel like if I wasn't playing dumb right on the first floor, you know, not warmed up. My bad. There was an Eden run that I was hit 4 times. Like, just started with 2 HP and just got hit 4 times. You could, like, call that borderline skill issue instead of floor 1 blues. Because 4 hits is kind of a lot, but, like, the skill is calling something a skill issue is arbitrary, right? Like, the line between floor 1 blues and skill issue, it's arbitrary, and that's where I put that one down as, that was because I was not quite warmed up yet. There was another Eden loss. It was like on the 3rd room. I had 1 HP, and I died to some motor flies of all things. Those flies that like break apart. Just got hit twice in quick succession. That was it. And then a Tainted Keeper run on the first floor died to just Dangle. Dangle could be a tough boss, especially if you have nothing, which is what I had in that Tainted Keeper run. I had tech, and that was it. Which the piercing damage from the technology laser beam doesn't like matter at all. Dangle can be tough. So Tainted Keeper just dying in 2 hits to Dangle, not like unprecedented. Again, you could argue all of these should be skill issue instead of floor 1 blues, but like it's more interesting this way to like have some kind of division here. Massive skill issue, none this scorecard. There was nothing so bad that I did that I felt like it was a massive skill issue. Last time around, there was an Isaac run, just basic, regular Isaac with the D6, where I got like hit something like 8 times on the first floor and just like died. Just like looked like a day 1 noob. It was bad. So nothing that outrageous this time around. Whitefire incident, yes. None this scorecard either. We learned a lesson about Tainted Forgotten. Just don't go to Downpour 2 with Tainted Forgotten. You know, you're probably not always going to manage to chuck the bone pile into the Whitefire and then immediately run into an enemy and die in half a second. But you could just sidestep that issue by just never going to Downpour 2 with Tainted Forgotten. Yeah. And the other, in general, I felt I had way better risk assessment when it came to doing the mirror dimension. If you're too weak, don't go, you'll probably die. And also on the other end of the spectrum, if you're like strong, what's one more boss item gonna do for you? Just leave. Like, the only thing you can do by going is lose. But everywhere else in the middle, it's a good idea to do the mirror side. In my opinion. So no Whitefire incidents this go around. Skill issue. Just, the general category. 4. 2, both the Tainted Losts this time around were a loss. Last scorecard, I got 1 win out of the 3. This time I got 0 out of the 2. Oh well. 1 just died to Mom's foot, just in the boss fight. Well, okay, I lost the mantle somewhere and then died in the Mom's fight. And the other, I just lost track of an invisible enemy in Downpour. It was just, just regular old skill issues. Apollyon, that one wasn't too long ago. It just got hit a bunch. You could argue that maybe floor 1 blues, but like, I made it to the 2nd floor, and that's stretching the definition of floor 1 blues. And Jacob and Esau was just, Jacob and Esau moment. Classic, good old Jacob and Esau did something dumb. Oh well. Why is that highlighted red? Oh, I see, because I wanted to make the font red and instead I made the background red. Whatever, who cares. Game sucks, not my fault. Last scorecard, I made the bold proclamation I felt genuinely, and I still do, that none of the runs that scorecard were because game sucks, not my fault. This time around, with Eden in the mix, there was, like, a really bad Eden run. TM Trainer as a starting item. The stats are bad, 1 HP. Isaac's Tears is like a who cares active item, so nothing going on there. And the very first glitched item I got gave Damocles. Like, just from the rip. Immediately. And, like, if you get Damocles that early on a TM trainer run, like, you have glitched items. There's gonna be nonsense garbage that's gonna be happening all around you. The likelihood of you never getting hit by random glitched item garbage is like 0. You're going to get hit. Even so, I did pretty much. I think I got hit on the first floor. Maybe it was the second. But I did time it. The sword fell 12 minutes, which isn't terribly unlucky. The average, you can expect Damocles to fall on average around the 15.5 minute mark. So 12 minutes is a little sooner than average, not that unlucky. But just pointing out that nothing was lucky this run. This was a trash run. Garbage Eden run. So I feel like that one crosses over the territory. Game sucks, not my fault. You can win that seed. Of course you can. Any seed is winnable when you can just go through, okay, don't pick up these glitched items, they'll kill you. And I was in a rush after I got Damocles because I wanted to get the run through the run fast before the sword fell. So I was like going on a run. So if like you know the seed and you don't pick up Damocles, you can take your time more in that seed and, you know, get a good win. But like going that seed blind, good luck. You're gonna die. Like most players are probably gonna die in that seed. Game sucks, not my fault. Anyway, so what's the final score? I don't have like a complicated scoring system for this series. It's just 92. Got, 92 wins out of 100. That's it. Yippee! No characters are worth more than others. Like, Tainted Loss isn't worth like twice as much as everybody else or anything like that. Yippee! And my goal was to get more than 90% wins, and I did. Yay! Last time, I did not. I got 89 out of 100 wins. So, what's next? What are we doing next on the channel? What's like going to be the main big series that I'm going to do? Is it going to be Scorecard 3? Is it going to be Scorecard 3? We're going for Scorecard 3? No. Save File 4. That is what I'm doing next on the channel. I'm going to do a 4th save file. I'm actually like kind of really excited. And I'm also going to put a spin on it. At first, I'm going to do Nuzlocke rules. What does that mean? Well, if you're like a YouTube person, like you watch YouTube, you probably know what a Nuzlocke is. It comes from Pokemon, where like if a Pokemon faints, they die forever. You can't use them anymore. So, how that looks like an Isaac, I'll explain that. But first, once the Nuzlocke's over, I'll go ahead and complete the whole save file. Here are the rules for the Nuzlocke. No mods, fresh save file, it'll be on Repentance Plus. When I die as a character, I cannot play them again for the rest of the Nuzlocke challenge. Respawn items are okay, as long as I have the character I respawn into. And if I lose the run, I'll lose the respawn character, not the original one. And if I get Dark Judas and die as Dark Judas, you can't play as Judas anymore. Yeah, there you go. Dark Judas counts as Judas for the purposes of this. And Clickered is banned, just to avoid any shenanigans there. Oh no, devastating. Can't use Clicker. That's really sad. I'm broken up about it. If you have any question about the respawn item stuff, you're gonna ask away. But I think that's pretty simple and clear. Challenge runs will be separate from the standard play. Meaning, like if I lose Isaac in a challenge run, I won't lose him on the main save file. Or if I lose Isaac on a challenge, or if I lose Isaac on the main save file, I could still play the challenges with Isaac. But it'll still be like each challenge expansion chunk will be like a character. Each expansion of challenges will count as a character. So if I fail ultra hard, for example, I'll lose access to all the afterbirth. I spelled afterbirth wrong there. I'll lose access to all the afterbirth plus challenges. But I could still attempt the rebirth, the afterbirth, or the repentance challenges. And so on and so forth. If I fail Bloody Mary, then I'll lose access to the repentance challenges. But I'll still have rebirth and afterbirth. Uh, Daily runs will be similarly separated. So if I lose a character in daily run, won't lose it on the main save file, but I'll lose access to daily runs. And just online multiplayer will be banned. We won't even engage with that for the Nuzlocke. Since I like scoring so much, how does the score work? Ooh, glad you asked. Because obviously, a realistic goal is not to complete the entire save file. That's just not going to happen. There are players out there skilled enough that they've completed deathless save files, with a couple of exceptions that you have to make, just, because that's how it works. I am not that skilled. There's no way I can do that. But I would like to, have some sort of metric to judge myself by. Each hard mode and greedier completion mark will be 3 points for every character. Okay. Green mode will be 1, normal completion mark 0. Just get that out of the way. Normal's banned, basically. Each unlock, or secret, as the game calls them, or achievement, you might call, will be 1 point. So this will be independent scoring of the post-it note completion marks. And with online multiplayer and scissors, because you have to die 100 times to unlock scissors, those will be impossible. So the total possible points, 34 characters, 3 points for each hard mode or greedier mode completion, which the greedier mark would override the greed mode mark. So 34 characters, 3 points per mark, 12 marks, plus 641 total unlocks, with 4 of them being impossible, impossible, scissors, and the 3 online multiplayer ones. 1,224 points from those completion marks, and 637 from the achievements. Gives you 1,861 total points for how I'm choosing to score this challenge. What's a good score to shoot for? Obviously, a perfect score isn't going to happen. As for what a good score to shoot for is, I don't know. I'll just gotta see. Maybe I'll end up doing this more than once, and I can compare. So what happens after the Nuzlocke is done? Because I don't expect to, complete the save file during the challenge. I'm gonna lose. It's just gonna happen. After the challenge, I'll complete the save file normally. I think the most fun I've ever had playing Isaac was completing a fresh 0% save file in Repentance from 0 to 100%. How my save file journey looked like was I completed 2 save files in Afterbirth Plus, and then Repentance dropped. I completed one of those save files, my save file 1, took a break, did some streaks, and then I took my, quote, third save file, which was fresh, completely blank, and took that one 0 to Dead God, leaving the other Afterbirth Plus 100% save file alone. And that was, I think, the most fun I've ever had playing Isaac. And then on this channel, I was wrapping up. I started making videos when I was in the process of wrapping up that Afterbirth Plus 100% save file. I quote save file 3, as I called it on this channel, which was actually my second save file. But anyway, however you choose to think of it. But so I really do want to complete another save file because it's a lot of fun, I think. Mods will be off until I meet these 3 conditions. 1 beast kill. Hopefully I do better than that on the Nuzlocke, but just in case I do that bad, I never even make it to the beast. At minimum, for the purposes of save file 4, at least a beast kill. The Nuzlocke is over. We won't turn it back on until the Nuzlocke is done. And all online content is finished. Dailies and the multiplayer. So, when those 3 conditions are met, I'll turn mods back on for save file 4. And after the Nuzlocke is over, when I'm just playing for save file completion, maybe not everything will make it to the channel. There might be just runs I do on my own time for fun, where I don't have to worry about talking or recording or anything like that. But everything for the Nuzlocke, I think I will record. So I don't really have a specific goal for the Nuzlocke, except do well, right? Even though I concocted a scoring system, I don't actually have a goal for that score system. But for the actual save file 4, I think probably an achievable goal for myself is sub 100 deaths before death certificate, which is all completion marks. I think I can do that at least. Hopefully. That might be within my skill range. So that's my goal there. And there you go. That's the completion of Scorecard 2 and the announcement of Save File 4. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you on the road ahead. Goodbye.